Hi everyone, my name is Scott, and I'd like to take some time today to share with each of you some tips on how you can motivate your workforce to perform at a high level. Let's get started. For an agenda today, we're going to walk through a few things, starting with how we set expectations, autonomy and empowerment, transparency. We'll talk a little bit about reward and recognition, employee satisfaction, and then we'll bring it all together. So to start off with, it's very important to ensure that we articulate our vision or our purpose. In other words, how are we going to add value to our company? What is our guiding light? How can we impact the bottom line and ensure that our company is in the best position to meet its goals and objectives? Lastly, we need to make sure that our employees are involved in the goal planning discussions. When they are involved from the beginning, they are bought into the strategy since they now own stake in the game. Autonomy and empowerment is very important as well. Employees must be given the ability to deliver the goods. You have to set them free. If micromanaged, the goal planning session you just went through didn't feel genuine, and then of course the results that they deliver will really be someone else's and not truly theirs. We also want to make sure that we take the time to delegate where it's appropriate and give your employee the ability or the stage to impress their leadership. Just remember that their performance is a direct reflection of your leadership. So empower your employees and set them free. Transparency is next, and when things are going right as well as wrong, we need to make sure that our employees feel that they're getting 110% transparency from their leadership. Make sure you're approachable. Employees need to feel as if they can approach you without fear of looking weak or not in control of their task. Share your lessons learned. Nothing wrong with sharing past failures at all. Employees will appreciate your openness and encourages them not to make the same mistake. Lastly, we want to make sure we're always welcoming feedback from all of our stakeholders. It's the best way to learn about our weaknesses. And if you're worried about this feedback as a leader, that's a clear sign that you have opportunities for improvement that you're not willing to face. Reward and recognition is going to be probably one of the most important aspects that we'll touch on today when it comes to motivating your workforce. Recognition is an absolute requirement if you want to foster a high-performing environment. And not all recognition programs are created equal. You need to poll your teams to identify what it is that motivates them. When we're delivering recognition, you need to find a formal process that works. Make it matter. Merit's Research, an industry leader in customer experience, recommends what they call the BET approach. In the BET approach, they talk about state the behavior or performance you're recognizing. Then you want to state the effect or the impact it has on the business. And then lastly, you wrap it up with thanking them for their great work. And remember, not everything requires money. Employee public recognition in front of peers is often enough to keep their motivational juices high. Sometimes receiving social praise is just as rewarding to some employees as additional money. Another thing that's real important, especially in today's day and age, is the ability to work from home. There's a lot of opportunity for employees to be just as productive at home as they are in the office. And sometimes some would argue they could be more productive because they don't have the interruptions that could happen throughout the day. So employee satisfaction clearly is an important issue here as well. We need to make certain that you're always evaluating employee satisfaction on a regular basis. You need to keep a pulse on your employees to ensure that you're in complete agreement and understand where their pains are. Act on the results. Share with your staff the steps for improvement that they're going to take. Remember that transparency theme that we talked about earlier. Always take the time to review benchmarks to see how you compare to other companies. A lot of information is available to you with minimal searching on the web. I would highly recommend that you spend some time understanding how you can improve in this area. Lastly, make the changes. right? You've taken the time to capture the employee's feedback, now do something with it. And remember, your employees are watching. If you fail to act on the feedback provided through the employee satisfaction process, it'll render that process a waste of time, and future surveys will not be taken seriously by your staff. I do want to share one tidbit with you. According to this Merit research that I mentioned earlier, and again, this is a firm that specializes in customer experience, organizations with formal recognition programs have 6 times greater operating margin and employees with the highest engagement. So why does this matter? At the end of the day, you're building a critical foundation to ensure that the level of service you're providing your customers is a differentiator in the marketplace. Lastly, you want to build employees that love to come to work. They love talking about their work. They're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their family. And that a satisfied employee creates a high-performing employee. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation today, and I hope you found some of these tips useful and are ready to go and motivate your teams for success. Good luck.